like you want to find love. You don't want to be alone.
Right.
And it's funny because I ask a lot of these people, and I think they take it the wrong way, but I say like, like, are you lonely or, do you feel alone? And that a lot of times maybe you don't. Like you have a ton of friends, you have friends to play with, you have friends to go to movies with, bowling, this and that. But there's a difference between having that person that you can roll over with or nudge on the couch while you're watching a movie, sharing an ice cream, like whatever that is, versus your friends that you go bowling with.
100%. Well, even just to have someone there, like, I know that sounds like a silly thing to think of, but even like sometimes I'll be like reading a book or on my computer or something. And like, just, it's nice to have Brendan over in the corner where I can just be like, hey, did you see this? Or, hey, look at this TikTok video. Like, oh my God, I'll be scrolling on TikTok and I get excited about a video. I'm like laughing over here. And he's like, what are you laughing at? And it's just like the little moments like that, it's like nice to have to share that with someone. And Brendan and I got, this is our dumbest fight ever. Okay. So he used to send out these like cute little memes to like all these people in his group chat, right? So I was like, you send out memes all day long, like these cute, like a penguin that's like falling over, whatever, like falling over myself with work or something, whatever, in his group chat. Like, it was nothing against anyone. And I would like, why did you not send me cute group chat memes all day? I'm like, I want a cute meme all day long. Like, I want to be at like 2:00 in the afternoon. I just want you to send me a cute little group, like a little meme, like you used to send in the group chat, or just like a sticker, like an emoji.
Right.
Something just to think like.
I will say, yes, that is one of my favorite things about John. Like every morning I wake up, I have a ton of like these heart-poured love note messages that come in, and it's like my favorite thing. And I tell everybody, I'm like, oh my God, he's so great. He always sends me these things. And like, if I don't get him one morning, I'm like, what is it?
You're like, what is up?
Like, I now expect it, right? And then there was a time where I was like, I didn't get any new things. He's like, because you haven't read them in days. It's because sometimes I get so busy, I don't check my messages. And then like, because he sends them to me on Instagram and on Facebook.
Oh, that's so
cute. And so like, if I don't now, I have to make sure that I check them, because I get in trouble if I don't. I won't get any more. He'll stop.
Oh, yeah, and it's a big deal. And I never thought about it being a big deal until I saw him in like the group chat with sending it to all the other people. And I was like, I want a cute meme every day. Like, I want you to send me a penguin, like a frozen penguin, or a cat that's like pawing at something. I'm like, I don't know why. I just like, think of me.
Right. I know. I like that.
Now I send him those too, because he's like, well, you don't send them to me. And I'm like, well, I need to. You're right. You forget when you're married for so long, sometimes you just forget about like the cute little things you used to do when you were dating. And like, that's also the fun of like a show like The Golden Bachelor. It's like, you get to see, like, remember when you started dating your spouse, like it brings back those memories, like the sweet little moments and the chemistry that's why we love Hallmark movies too, right?
The butterflies that you get, and like that urge, that like surge of like, you can't wait to see them again. It's like when you say, especially on the show, it's like you say goodnight to the person you just had a date with, and like you can't wait until the next day, and you're like biting your nails. Am I going to be on the next day? Am I going to get to see them again? Like, do I have to go on the first date? What am I doing?
It's so true, though.
Yeah. I ran into a group of ladies on Sunday. And I just started talking to them because they had heard me basically. They were basically watching me stalk some guy, right? And I was talking about The Golden Bachelor. So they called me over to their table, and they're like, "Oh, no way, you work on The Golden Bachelor. We loved The Golden Bachelorette." And they were talking about the season, and they were all saying who their favorite guy was, and it was really sweet to hear, like they're like, "Can you tell us if this one's single now? If this one's," everyone wanted to know, is Guy single? Is Guy single?
Oh,
really
so like, I don't think Guy is
I'm like,
single.
I don't know what they're doing now. I'm like, I don't know, but it was really funny because they all loved Guy, and I was like, oh, I cast him on the show. Like, he was one of my guys.
You should like, tell them.
Call him. I'm like,
no, well, you should tell them to. Right, I know. Like, no, we don't have their numbers after the fact.
No. But oddly enough, funny enough, I did message guy, and I said, by the way, I just want you to know, like, a group of ladies think you're like the cat's meow.
Oh my God.
I said, like, and he's like, oh, thank you for letting me know. How are you? It's nice. Like,
That's hilarious.
Listen, it's almost like they become like our family, right? Like when you're casting every show that I've ever done, like these people become part of our families. Like it's a process, and like we talk to them, we get to know them, and it's like, I like hearing and knowing what everybody's up to, and they do the same, and we stay in touch via Facebook and Instagram and phone calls and texts, and so it's nice. So everybody always appreciates a little love, but yeah.
Oh, I love that. Well, I was going to say you should tell those ladies to go follow Joan, because I think she's been hooking up all the guys from her season.
Oh, look at that. So Joan's now a matchmaker.
She's being the matchmaker.
I like it.
Okay, Lisa said, hi, favorite player from Big Brother. Paige said, hi, Rachel. Hi, Marla. And then, so let's see. Bobby said, do we have any advice for people that are definitely applying to a show? What kind of video should they make? Well, I feel like it's different for every show.
Yes. And I feel like everybody asks this every time we are on. And it's a good question. It's a very good question. And it really, again, depends. And a lot of the shows, it'll give you some hints. Like if it says that they're accepting applications and they're accepting a self-tape, it'll tell you, make it 2 to 5 minutes or 2 to 3 minutes long. Film landscape. Always remember, don't put your phone like this. Put it like this. Always landscape when you're filming, and then, good lighting. Make sure the light's coming from in front of you, not from behind you. Make sure that you are articulate. Make sure that you have talking points that you want to get across, who you are, where you live, how old are you, what are you looking for? What is the purpose of that show? If you're applying for like a show where you're going to be cooking the whole time, right? That's going to be different than, right? Right,
Yeah.
That's
unless you want to be the worst cook. Unless you're trying to be the worst
cook in America. That's going to be a different audition tape than if you were going to apply for a show like Traitors, right?
Yep.
Or Survivor or Big Brother, or Amazing Race. It's different. You know what I mean? So you just kind of, do some research on these shows. And especially it's going to be a different thing than if you're going to be on a dating show, So just know if you are on a dating show, because that's what we are working on right now, you'll want to talk about your past relationships. What was great? What happened that was amazing about it? What was it like the first time you fell in love with that person? And then if it ended, obviously, if you're applying for a dating show, it ended, let's feel the heartbreak, right? I want to know what happened, what went wrong, so you definitely want to get your story across, your point across. And then why am I going to root for you? Right. Yeah. So what is it about you that I want to really see you back with somebody? So if you're applying for a dating show, tell me why. Like, what is it? Are you, do you just miss having a companion? Do you miss having whatever that is in your life? Make sure that you can articulate that.
Okay, I love that. And so like for a dating show, do you feel like they need to say what they're also looking for? Like I'm looking for a hookup, or I'm looking for the person to spend the rest of my life with. I don't know what I'm looking for. That kind of thing. Okay.
Yes, 100% for a dating show. Absolutely. You want to tell your story. You want to know what happened good, what happened bad, why it ended, blah, 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 what you're looking for now. And if there's any deal breakers, right? So it could be, like I'm really looking for somebody who is bup, and I definitely don't want somebody who's X, Y, and Z. Whatever those are, there's no right or wrong. It's what you want, and you want to get that across. Because what you don't want to do, especially on a dating show, is kind of be loosey-goosey about stuff. Like, well, I could take it or leave it. I don't really need to be with somebody. I don't really care. I'm fine. Like that doesn't. What are we rooting for? You know what I mean?
Right. No, I hate when people say like, I don't know, like, I don't really need anyone. Like, I'm not really like, it's totally fine. Like, I'm good. Cause then I feel like the same thing. I feel like well, if you're good, then why are you on the call with me? Or, even like same thing with like, if you're trying to go on a competition show or a game show, like if you're like, I don't know what I'm going to do with the money. I am the blah, 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 like daydream about it. Think about like, what are you going to do if you win $1 million? What are you going to do with $100,000? Totally different things, right? Like, what are you going to do if you meet the person that you fall in love with and you want to get married to? What are you going to do? Like, are you going to move? Are you going to like whatever they want to do? Like, how is that going to affect and change your life? And the same thing with like, with like money, like, why are you going to win? I'm winning because I want to, dig up my backyard and build a play set. Like, that's probably not going to give you the motivation to win.
I would like to build a play set in my backyard. That sounds wonderful.
I would like to too. I would absolutely, but I don't know that that's like $1 million. I think I could do that for less than $1 million.
I don't want to drop $1 million on a play set. You're right. I don't want to waste the whole $1 million. But a little bit, I don't think a little bit of scratch on the play set, just maybe, a little bit.
Yeah, exactly. I was gonna say maybe I will splurge on a really nice play set, but like no, I'm like I want a kitchen renovation, or I want whatever it is like that you're like daydreaming about. Like actually, as a matter of fact, I would love blah blah blah. Is that kind of also with dating too, right? Like as a matter of fact, I'm daydreaming about it. Like I would love a partner who is kind and lives in Iowa and is blonde. Like, do you want to hear that too?
Yeah, maybe. Listen, sure. It could be anything. There's no right or wrong answer. Like if that's what you really want, I for sure want to hear that, but I don't think you need to be so specific as like, I want a guy who's, 6'4" and who drives this and wears this and has brown hair and blue eyes. And, like, I'm not a matchmaker.
6'5" blue eyes, trust fund.
You know what I mean? It's like, I'm not like but it's good to know like what you want and the types of people that you want. It's more about like the personalities. Do you like somebody who's very low key and who likes to, just go home at night and drink a glass of wine? Or do you want somebody who wants to go dancing with you and who will share and is adventurous and wants to jump out of a plane? Like, I don't know. I don't know what everybody wants, but that's more along the lines of when it comes to like, yes, I like blondes. I like brunettes. I'll date any race. I'll date any religion, any political background. Great. I mean, the more open you are with that stuff, the better. Because obviously we want a potpourri. We want to introduce you to a potpourri of people. And I do find that when people put themselves in a box saying, I only date blondes, or I only date brunettes, or I only date this, that, like it doesn't work out. And when they never step out of that box, they find what they.
That's what I was gonna say. It never even like they never find the woman that is like the blonde or the redhead or whatever. Right. I do hear that a lot. Like I only date blondes, and I'm like, you've never dated someone that doesn't have blonde hair. Like, what are you talking about?
Right. Silly.
Like that is so silly. Yeah. That's like saying I only eat chocolate ice cream and I will never eat anything but chocolate ice. It's like, what do you eat chocolate ice cream all day, every day? Like boring. That would be so boring. Yeah.
Yes. Boring. My phone keeps dinging off. So I apologize for hearing dinging.
I know we need to go anyways, but I really appreciate all the time that you always spend with us and your wise wisdom and the tips. And for anyone wondering, you can go to the, where is it? Golden Bachelor.
Golden Bachelor.
Yep. Nominate someone, shoot us a message. We're looking. You might know a neighbor, a cousin, uncle, someone, the grocer at your butcher shop. That guy could be amazing, right? Like maybe maybe he's delivering your milk that you go to like the farmer's market every week and he has the farm fresh eggs that you buy from. You never know.
I love that. Right. You don't know. I mean, listen, and that's like a great point. Like the guy who's like selling eggs because he has a big ranch and he has chickens. Yeah. He's like a chicken farmer. Like, perfect. Is he single? Send him on over. Right. Yeah. And also make sure in the application where it says who reached out, make sure you write our names, that you tag us, because this way you won't get lost in the general submission shuffle. You'll come to us, you'll come to our team, and it'll be able to, you won't just get lost, right? We'll be able to make sure that you for sure get looked at and we can get in contact with you. And that's really what it's about, right? We want to get in contact with you. So if you yourself are a single senior and you are ready to find love, single senior man, we want to see you. And if you yourself are not a single senior man, but you know a single senior man who you just think is the best catch in the world, you can't imagine why he's single, maybe he's picky, maybe he's this, he hasn't met the right person, he's not in the right location, whatever that is, we want to meet him, nominate him.
Nominate him.
Yay!
All right. Well, thank you everyone for joining us today. We will do this again. We do this at least twice a week, and we just come on here and hang out and talk about casting tips. And if you have questions, keep sending us your questions, because I know a lot of them we got to answer last time, and so I know we have more that we need to answer, but we'll see you again.
We'll get to it. Bye, guys. Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.